Okay, we are live, everybody. I'm only 15 minutes late. So please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And Juanita says, I think Anthony was trying to make Amber jealous, having them all over there. He's only pushing her further away. Laying in the bed, laying in the newly redesigned bed in the new master. Yeah. And he really, guys will do things like that because they think it's going to make you jealous. And for some reason they just don't, for the most part. If you just regular woman and work every day, got kid, whatever it is, that don't work. That does not work. All you're gonna do is tick people off. Hey, Sharon Smith, welcome in, sister. All it's gonna do is piss somebody off. What are you doing? Laying up there like he's just the king. When I first saw that, I did have to use a green gag me face. It was sickening. It was sickening. Ahmez, welcome in. Ahmez is in the house. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Angela's saying hello to everyone. Hi, Donna. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. And Dolly says, wind down with NONYASISCHAT. Ahmez, working tonight? I changed the time to 10 p.m. Best I could get. But hi, Gigi. Yeah. Magnolia's in the house. Hi, Magnolia. All her cousins, and sometimes we have an uncle or two. But Magnolia's in the house. And hi. What is this? No, we don't. No. No restarts. It wants to do a restart on my computer. Okay. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Gigi. He did not even give Amber her props. I'm not surprised. But I mean, it's nice to see you too, Ahmez. I'm always happy to see you. I always think about your cats. Your chickens. I don't know. They were so cute in the snow. And then Gwen says, Anthony is acting like he was almost going to pass away. We wouldn't get that lucky, would we? Sorry about my finger or something on the computer. No, I don't mean that. I would never want anybody to pass away. I mean, Skitland, anywhere. No. Hi, Antoinette. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you. Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. When you hit the like button, it sends it out to the algorithms, and then they're getting a better feel for the channel. Hi, Angela Phillips. Welcome in, darling. How are you doing? I hope you have good weather where you are. Ours is pretty good today. It was pretty nice. Yeah. Anthony is, I can't say that word, but yeah, he is, Juanita. Yes, he is. I mean, the audacity of him, like laying up there, and then he's got his baby mother, and he's got the precious baby, of course, Kai. And yes, Kai is precious. And then Piari, Wayne, it seems like he's desperate for some attention, I'd say. Some to celebrate him. Hi, Marion, welcome in to celebrate him. Y'all want to celebrate Anthony? Anyway, did anybody have any? Oh, good. I'm glad, Angela. The weather is great. Well, probably so. It's usually cooler in the Bay Area than it is down there, and so I know it's nice. We have good weather here. So Sharon says Anthony thinks he's winning. He does. I'm glad Amber told them finally. Who does Anthony think he is? Hugh Hefner or Playboy Bunnyhouse? He does, because he's felt so entitled. Hi, Michelle Thompson. Welcome in. Good to see you. He does feel that way. Like, I guess Shayla. Marion, I guess Shayla called Wayne I guess so. I mean, she sent a 911 call apparently to Piari, right? And then what did you say, Gigi? You said, "Oh, hi, Nature. Welcome in, doll." I'm surprised Rolanda didn't show up. She'll show up probably tomorrow, and he'll still be laying in that bed, wanting Amber to wait on him hand and foot. I hope she's gone in the morning. He has a phone. Call 911. Good evening, Nature. Dolly, my dear friend, Magnolia says, hope and where'd it go? Where'd it go? I think if she shows up, I kind of doubt it. I think she's probably on vacation in real life, but if she shows up, she wouldn't be like Shayla and Piari. That grossed me out so much when that first skit with Shayla and the baby with I don't want to say the baby with Kai Kai because I think Kai is adorable. Um, I hope Angela says I hope Amber disinfects that chair with Piari dirty bottom on it. I know, and when she was sitting on the porch, she's talking about wiping her little legs or whatever she was wiping, telling Wayne, "What is this? What is this?" Well, you're sitting in your undies for one on the porch. I love Detroit Amber today. She went off on Piari and Shayla. And of course, we wanted her to go harder, but we know Amber. She's only going to do that when she's furious. So, hi, Trap Star. Welcome in. How are you? He's probably mad at Bro, probably for not showing up. But Rolanda knows better. Nonya, I hope Amber is dressed beautifully and gonna let Anthony take care of himself and his kid. I hope Shayla's not leaving that baby over there. She's not leaving Kai, is she? She's not that bold. And just expect Amber to take care of Kai. But oh, don't forget, Anthony doesn't want Amber to handle Kai. Remember? Give him his baby. Okay, so welcome in, welcome in. I didn't put up every time I start doing chores, I get in here too late. And I look up and the alarm's going off saying it's 6:58. So then I have to like hustle. Trapstar, how was your day today? I saw your comments and I agree with them 100%. Yeah, he might be mad at Ro and say, well, Ro didn't come visit me. Like he had a panic attack. My gosh. Okay, anyway, I'm actually calm. The skits didn't bother me too much today. And Gigi says, Nonya Wayne's favoritism for Shayla doesn't surprise me. That's why I'm not shocked or hurt. Long as people are watching that BS he's putting out. Because he's trying to whitewash her. I mean, he's trying more to improve her character than to whitewash her, where the writing is definitely trying to whitewash Anthony's bad behavior. He's trying to make her into a star. You need star qualities to be a star, and I don't know. But I try to stay away from the real characters. The only one I'll really talk about is Amber. Only because she's always out on Facebook doing lives. That's the only reason I really talk about Amber. Because I like to share what she shares. She says she's not a gatekeeper. And let me put these on the stage. And she's always sharing stuff. So that's why we do it. People who know what she does. She's always sharing stuff with us. And then Gigi says the favoritism. Yeah. Did you see Wayne so proud of his Am Bam? Yeah, Magnolia, and he used my phrase. Do you, boo? That's my favorite phrase. And you see, I put it in my skit. I did, because I'm like, every time I turn around, they're using our phrases. They use Auntie Riri's phrases. So I just put it out there. Thank you for using my phrase, because they didn't say that before. And I know they didn't say it before. Not many people say, do you, boo? I just been saying it, I don't know, forever. In my adult life. I used to tell my kids, do you, boo? And if you bump your head, you You're going to be crying. You'll be crying. Yeah. Nonya, Wayne's favoritism for Shayla doesn't surprise me. That's why I'm not shocked or hurt. Long as people are watching that BS he's putting out. And that's what he cares about. I wonder how his numbers are doing. Right? Yeah, he told him when he called her, when he said, do you, boo? I said, oops, no, he didn't. Yeah, he did. And I got on my typewriter making my skit because every time they use my stuff, I'm going to call it out. Not that it's that big of a deal, but the fact, well, it is a big deal in that they're watching what we say. I mean, they're even watching what Riri says, right? They're doing this, and they're doing it for real. It's complimentary, but I'm still gonna own it. The godsend, I'm just gonna own it because you didn't say it before I said it. Country Wayne. Anyway, it just feels good. And then if I see you all do something, I compliment you and I give you your shout outs. Why not? Life is short. Give people their just desserts. Come on. I mean, we think for a reason, we speak for a reason, we know what we know. So put it out there. Trapstar said that first skit was an indication of what's to come. Pay attention how it was played out, trying to have the fans sympathize using Kai. Yes, ma'am, they are using Kai. But, if you think about it, how long has she been using Kai? Quite a while. Because the first thing out of Shayla's mouth is, your son. And I still think, and I'd still hope that Wayne comes clean because we do know that based on his film dates, that ain't possible. If that baby was not premature, it's just not possible. And we know it. We called it out way back in in the summer of last year. It was Corletta, Nikki, and they pointed it out to me. And we looked at it. We looked at the film date. Even if we go back, we looked at it. So it is what it is. Yeah, that first skit, and the fact that they always use Kai has always been on my nerves because they know Kai is a number one draw. We watched that baby be born, not physically born, but we watched Amber hold Kai when he was born. And now look at him. But what I'm afraid of, and I hope they check this, because Kai's going to be saying all kinds of words. And then what's going to happen is he's going to be a Brooke who's so sweet and innocent. And then all of a sudden, they're not sweet and innocent. I hope they don't do that. But, we don't write the skits. The first skit literally turned my stomach with Shayla sitting there like that. So I guess the molding or whatever she's rubbing in Shayla's brain, that must have took because I guess since Iman's not in the picture, why not go for Anthony? Where, remember, she had distanced herself. Like, you're taboo. You're Amber's husband. I'm not messing with you. And plus, I have Iman. Now there's no Iman. And now after Mom did what she did, her little New Orleans style, whatever she was doing, Shayla's back on board. Yeah, that part. Looking around. What was that? Somebody made a comment about the house. Didn't Anthony make a comment to Shayla about the house? When, in the first skit? I thought he did. But I mean, I could be mistaken, but I think he did say something about the house. Dolly says, Magnolia, you can be my YT second daughter because I laugh at your comments sometimes, like I do my own daughter. C Vlogs, welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. And Angela Phillips says, hi, Dolly. Trapstar. Trapstar says, hey, Magnolia. Marion West. Marion says, Anthony should have guests in family room, not their personal bedroom. He did it on purpose, Marion. That was all for show. All of it. All of it was for show. Oh, I'm so sick. Oh, please come up and visit me in the master bedroom that Amber redesigned. Not in the one he sleeps in, but in the newly. And that's fine. I mean, it's a beautiful room, you know. But why aren't you down on the sun deck getting some sun on your YB, right? Why aren't you getting some sun? Why do you need them people in your bedroom? Let me not. Let me stop. I would be honored, Dolly. You guys, you, all of you have great comments. I read every one, and if I miss commenting on one, it's not on purpose. It's because it gets so many. But I do make it a point to go in and try to answer every single one. Even if I drop you some hearts, I want you to know. If I drop you a heart, I agree with you, right? Or if I drop you a heart and I don't hit the like button, I appreciate your comment. But I might not like what you put. But that's okay, because you're entitled to your own opinion, whoever it is, you know. I think I've only gotten 2 nasty comments, not toward me, but towards Amber. And just remove them, because I don't want it to spread like a bacteria. Shayla says it was Shayla that said it, Dolly. Yeah, about the bedroom. And you know, but the look, if the looks could hurt, the looks Amber threw out there today, but I really thought she was going to push Piari into the pool. I really did think that. Boy, that would have been one for the ages, right? I saw the number. Magnolia said, "I saw the numbers, Trap Star. They will continue to plummet with Angelina and Shaylo." Mm. You see, I said YB, Gigi. But yeah, you got it. That's right. She said Anthony's YB could have used some vitamin D. Yes, but he'd rather get sympathy from the birds and from Wayne. You know what? When did Wayne get there? I mean, they didn't show a skit with him walking in, right? I didn't see a skit. I just saw him there all of a sudden. Dolly said, I'm sorry, Dolly, when Wayne said the bedroom looked nice, Shayla said it looked nice too. Yeah, hold your breath, Shayla. Now we remember the dream where they're throwing Amber out, right? Gigi said, I'm glad someone else notices that too. Yes, Dolly. And Dolly, I didn't get a chance to put up our preamble, the one that you wrote. So if you could, if you don't mind typing it, that would be great. And the sad part is that I wrote it down so I could pin it and it would stay up in the chats. The one for us to rejuvenate. Yeah, Anthony did too much. So did anybody have, let me see, let me read these comments. So Nature says Amber, Shayla, and Piari are essentially Anthony's family at this point. Nature, you got jokes today. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess so, you know? Yeah. Your definition of family, and I guess they would be Nature. Except they don't seem to understand Amber is his wife. And they show no respect for Amber whatsoever. Amber has no boundaries. She needs to put some in place. She hasn't done so yet. But we shall see. And I hope that she's gone early in the morning. Anthony can call 911 on his phone. All she has to do is say, I'm going to take your money, and he'll have a panic attack. If she says, I'm going to take your money, she knows how to trigger a panic attack. So if she ever needs to get out of the house quick, that's all she has to say. Anthony, I'm going to take your money. And he's going to go into one, right? So, yeah, that's true. Doesn't he have a sister? He has a sister. We saw her one time that I know of. Only one time, right, everybody? Just the one time we saw her. And they didn't hug or anything. Like they were, I don't know, distant cousins who didn't really know each other. She shouldn't have pushed her in the bushes. Oh, she should have pushed her in the bushes. You mean Piari? I would have pushed Piari in the pool. I would have. You talking crazy like that in that woman's house? No. And I am glad Wayne came to save the day, of course. She shouldn't have pushed. She shouldn't have pushed her in the bushes. I think you mean she should have. Oh, it was scratched up her legs, huh? Because they were all showing. I'm sorry, I have to adjust this camera. I'm very short. Well, I'm not very short, but I'm short. So I have to sit on pillows, and then the pillows make you slide down. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, that's why. Or I can't read the comments. Let's see. Angela Atkinson said, I'm saying, Amber, please give us a good laugh. Oh, and push her in the pool. I was too. I mean, not really to be mean, but I wanted to see her push that lady in the pool. Because Piari was nasty. I mean, she really was nasty. Hi, goddess. Welcome in, love. How are you doing, Ms. London? Trap star. Problem is, Wayne is not going to write Amber getting. Problem is, Wayne is not going to write Amber getting any peace, even after the divorce. The punishment will continue for her character because she represents independent women and an independent Christian woman, something he can't stand. Wayne doesn't like independent women, but he brags about his baby mamas who are independent, except he pays all of their bills, which he brags about. Maybe it comes from him, having all those kids and not wanting to get married again after Gina. And maybe that's his way of, telling them, sorry, I don't want to get married. We have a child. Maybe he's not doing it for deceitful reasons. Maybe he's doing it, because he didn't want to marry them and they have children. I'm guessing. I don't really know, but I don't think it's to keep them close because he hardly talks to the moms, only a handful of them. So maybe that's his reason behind it, for his children's mothers. I wish she would say, I'm done, keep your money. That's what I say. Because at the bottom of the day, I don't think he's going to buy that. I think that's going to really trigger him when she says, keep your money, I'm leaving. That's going to trigger something in Anthony. And if they try to fix the storyline, it will be very interesting to see what they come up with. She was at the wedding sitting next to Coco. Yeah. Not sure if she met Ro. Didn't she? Is that not the girl that went to Rolanda's house? Is that not her? The girl that was at Rolanda's house that was related to Anthony? Anthony. That's how they say his name, Anthony. Okay, Angela. But Nonya, that is Anthony's fault for telling these birds they should have been his wife. Then they think they have the power to step to his wife. Sharon Smith says, hi, goddess. Good evening. Nonya, I'm being nice, Gigi. Gigi knows I'm being nice. I'm not being fake, but I am being nice. I'm being polite right now. But you know me, I'll get on the road pretty soon. I can't help it. I can't help myself. Trapstar said, problem is Wayne is not going to write Amber getting any peace after the divorce. I did read this, but the punishment will continue for her character because she represents an independent woman, something he can't stand, and that's true. I think he wants old-fashioned women, but he doesn't want to get married anymore. He wants to stay single, happy, and free, so he can just have all the single women. But, he likes Amani. He likes Sarah. He just doesn't want a wife for him that's independent. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Wayne confuses me at times. He gives Piari $30,000 because she's a transaction. She has a studio. He seems proud of that. So I don't know, unless it's just the ones that have children. The ones that don't have children, he doesn't have a problem with, right? I mean, I'm trying to sort this out, and it looks like all of them work, and he still gives the money. I don't know. I have to think about that one. So, Goddess says, good night, Denise. Everyone's saying hello, hello, hello. PRE was totally disrespectful and dressed inappropriately. You know what? If she had pushed her in the pool, I wouldn't have been mad because she's just yapping like nobody's business. Like, how dare you do that to him? Okay. Watch out, PRE. Yeah, she burned her bridges with me. Whatever happens to PRE at this point, I don't care. I mean, even if it wasn't Amber, you're going to walk up in somebody's house and be that rude and disrespectful? What if she did that to Shayla? Shayla wouldn't be happy. She wouldn't be happy. PRE was out of pocket. She really was out of pocket. Let's see. Oh, you mean Coco? Yeah, Coco's family. Maybe that was it. Maybe she meant Coco. Gigi says Wayne likes to be in control. That's the thing about Amber. She cut him off, and that bothers him. And she cut him off. She did cut him off, especially that day when she told them both, or she said to herself, however she said it, Anthony's not God and neither is Wayne, because she had put both those men on a pedestal. And then they showed her finally who they really were. And when she said that, I said, oops. So you finally see they're not God up on a pedestal. They don't belong on a pedestal, neither one of them. Okay, Wayne likes to be in control. Yes, he does. Good night, Goddess, says Donna Robinson. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you didn't already hit the like button, please hit it so people will know we're here. If you want people to know we're here. Danielle, good evening. Hi, Danielle. Y'all have taught me something new. I didn't know Wayne felt that way toward independent women. Mm-hmm. I mean, why does he find it necessary to give Tamara $30,000 a month? You know, I mean, he could have got her a car or something if that were the case and let her go run her studio. But no, he wants to make her into a transactional contract. And then he can pull the strings the way he wants to. Mm-hmm. Okay, wind down with me, Nonya Sis. And Donna, I know what you mean. That is why I say I like how she can't put her hands on her, just push her in the pool. We would have settled for that. I agree. I would have. I mean, PRE was off the chain today, right? Like, that didn't sit well with me. You guys know I had a few choice things over here to say about PRE today. And then Marion says, these letters seem to be getting lighter and lighter. I don't know about this. So maybe I can make them darker. Marion says, dislike when Wayne said wasn't gonna say nothing, but Amber, got a good arguing point about PRE's dressing. Mm-hmm. She got a good arguing point. She over there dressing like she about to go stand on the street corner. And you know, PRE always dresses trashy. Once in a while, we'll see her in a cute outfit, but she needs to get some tops that fit because they be way over here. I'm just saying. Okay. They're all waiting. They're all pick-me's, Sharon. Sharon Smith, that's the pick-me line. That's the line Angelina told Shayla, don't step out of line. You stay in line. Like, Shayla, you're number one next up for Anthony. Yeah, remember that conversation they had? And yeah, PRE's in line too. Hi, Angela. Welcome in. Angela C. How are you? How are you? How are you? Angela says, please, you threw me with that, Angela. Please subscribe, comment, and like. Hit the like button. Thanks again. Thank you, ladies. It was funny. If Amber had pushed her in the pool. Antoinette, I really did want her to push her in the pool. That would have been hilarious because it's almost like you could see Amber wanting to go do that, but I think, she couldn't. It was like she just couldn't. But PRE was running her mouth. Ooh. It was funny how if she had pushed her. Just like when Wayne said, I like the conversation. Wayne likes to control women. A lot of men like to control women. They just have that old school mentality, the patriarchy. They just have it embedded in them, I guess. A lot of men, they want to protect. A lot of men want to control. A lot of men want to boss where they don't need to be the boss, you know? So there are all kinds of reasons why, men do what they do. I mean, I'm just thankful my husband's not like bossy like that. I mean, I don't like bossy because you can't boss me. So we won't get along. But we agree or we disagree and we talk about it and we come to a conclusion. But all that, do what I say, please. Anyway, Sharon says, yeah, they're all waiting. Angela says, PRA would have pressed charges on Amber. So glad she didn't push her in the water. Well, Angela, she's on Amber's property. So she and Amber asked her to leave. There might have been something a little bit come out of it, but you're on somebody else's property. As long as she doesn't get hurt. She asked you to leave and get off her property. So you decided you didn't want to leave. And I put hands on you. I'm not going to go to jail for assault. I don't think so. Not here where I live in this state. And in states where there are gun laws, I mean, you can literally pew something and not get in trouble for it. So, I'm just saying, Angela, but you have a very good point, and I'm not dismissing it one bit, right? So, but yeah, don't touch anybody, especially if it's not on your property. Remember, she yanked Angelina up in the collar on the porch and told her she better hope she didn't do more to her than that and to get off her porch. Remember that? And Angelina knew. She knew that she needed to get off that lady's property or Anthony's property or both their properties. Anthony's aunt was an older light-skinned woman who looked like Rolanda. That was the auntie. I saw her, but I also saw a younger girl, and they went to Rolanda's house. Is that the same girl? Because I thought she was young, like, younger. Not the lady. I remember the lady, but this was a young girl. And I want to say it was Rolanda's house. I think Blake was over there. One of the girls was over there. Nature, Anthony stirred up her feelings. She's lonely when Anthony told Piari he should have married her, and she believed just like the delusional one. And that's why I say, who's the culprit? AD. And people that want to whitewash Anthony, oh, no, it's not. It is Anthony. How do you not see it's not Anthony? I don't know. Somebody make it make sense to me. I mean, tell me why it's not Anthony who's driving this wreck train now. Why is it not Anthony? Just really tell me why you think it's not Anthony. Why is it Shayla or Amber? And at this point, as much as I don't like Shayla, I can't say Shayla is driving the train. Shayla was in check until her mom went and did that nugget thing, whatever New Orleans thing she did in Shayla's head. And now Shayla's back on Angelina's track. Maybe that's why Angelina has that medical proxy, because Shayla is impressionable and delusional. Maybe that's what's wrong with Shayla. And that's why she wanted to become Amber. She has identity problems too. And maybe that has something to do with the medical proxy, because we know she's not taking psychiatric medications, because we won't forget that Zachary did ask her about them. And no, I'm not taking that medicine. And then she turned around and asked Diesel, what kind of medicine does he take? Right? Okay. What'd I miss? Okay, I got that one. PRE told Anthony that Amber was his soulmate. Yeah, she did. But I think PRE so two-faced it. PRE's just two-faced. She's going to tell you what you want to hear. Depending on who's in PRE's face, she's going to address you based on who you are. She wouldn't have told Amber that if it was just her and Amber. She never would have said that. She's trying to get the attention of the crowd, get Shayla's approval, because Shayla's now the person with the best head on her shoulder in Skitland. Shayla? I'm waiting for us. I want to see the run in between Shayla and Tamara, if Tamara stays. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let's see. I showed that one. Gigi says, nature. Anthony stirred up her feelings. She's lonely. When Anthony told Piari he should have married her, and she believed, just like didn't I read that? Or maybe you typed it again because I was taking too long. Danielle says, did Shayla let Piari borrow one of Kai's onesie? Danielle, I didn't expect that one coming from you. That came out of nowhere. I love that. Yeah, borrow one of Kai's onesies. Michelle Thompson says PRE is upset because Roan is not into her. Yeah, Michelle, yes. I mean, the way she treated Roan the night he sat in his car and he actually cried, because when the lights came back on, you could see his eyes were all welled up and they were red from water. And she expects him to, like, all she has to do is say, I'm sorry. I was blah, 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 blah. And he's supposed to say it's okay. You make a man cry, you think saying you're sorry is going to fix anything? It's not. You're going to have to do more than say you're sorry if you make a guy cry. Yeah, you will. Piari was behaving like she ran the Dalton household, but that is Anthony's fault for taking his house business to his friends. And then Juanita says, but she's made up like SpongeBob. She is. Her body is like SpongeBob. It is. It is. Okay. And then Magnolia says, Piari hasn't worn one cute outfit yet. She's tacky like her little buddy Shayla. They feel, I mean, maybe that's what they have to. They're not, well, Piari's not a dumb woman business-wise, but Shayla is, she still is. She learns what she learns from the internet. Go figure. And be careful what we say, because anything we say goes into the social media realm and it stays there forever. We can't pull it back. We can't delete it. It's out there. But Shayla's learning from the internet. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's about time she learned something, right? And Candace hasn't put any furniture in that room yet. And then Magnolia says, yeah, I was trying to think of a cute outfit she's worn, but I can't really think of one because something is either wrong with the bottom of it or the top of it. So, yeah, I can't think of one either right off the top of my head. Angela says, and Anthony never wanted her. Dolly says, exactly. Right there, pick me kind of chicks. They are pick-me's. They pick me. Pick me. Nope. If you're a pick-me, you got problems. You know, I know some pick-me's, and I actually felt sorry for them. It's like, doesn't that feel gross to feel like you have to put yourself out there and say, I'm here, can you pick me? Because I think that kind of, you know how we have the different kind of scents that come out of our bodies naturally? I wonder if there's one for pick me. And I'm serious, a pick me type odor that comes from you. Or not odor, but, you know, scent. I wonder if there is such a thing. I don't know. Let's see, PR reminds me. You guys are mean tonight. Goddess, I don't believe you said that. You're too sweet. Goddess is like one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. Really. If I say something and it's harsh, Goddess will be like, but Nonya, she is such a sweetheart. She is. I mean, she might even agree, but she'll like bring it down to a 5 because she's Goddess is really sweet. She said PRE reminds her of Miss Piggy. I didn't see that one coming, Goddess. Y'all are so nice. Thank you, Gigi. I want to put my hands on that blonde. I'm trying to be nice. Y'all know I got some words for Blondie and Shayla. Anyway, Goddess says good night, Michelle. Donna Robinson says, remember the skit. If you want to watch a skit, let me know, okay? Just put it in the chat, and some guys get my attention or whatever, and I'll put it in the chat for you. I like the one with Wayne actually talking to Amber when he said, "Do you, boo?" My words. Yep, I'm taking my credit. And Goddess, my man. You know me and Denzel. I borrowed Denzel's my man because I love me some Denzel. But do you, boo? That is just what I say. I used to tell my kids, do you? You bump your head. Okay, you're going to be crying. I'll be here after you finish bumping your head. And then Donna says, remember the skit? PRE popped up on Roan. He asked her what she was wearing when she had that pink dress, that hot pink dress, or whatever kind of pink that was, petal pink, in the street, looking like streetwalker, wearing. She was getting progressively worse each skit. Shayla agrees because of how they dress when they sought after Anthony. Right, exactly. Juanita says Wayne was smiling at Amber like a proud papa. He was when she was going off on PR. He was glad. I mean, no matter what we think, we know Wayne does love Amber and he is protective of Amber. And to see all those women, I don't think Wayne liked that when he walked in that room. I doubt it. And this is not trying to milk coat him either, but he was proud of Amber. And I like his conversation on the porch with Amber because, of course, he wants to talk in parables, or like he knows how to speak in parables, but still, he did do the right thing, because I was sitting there waiting for him to say, well, you shouldn't divorce Anthony. But nope, he didn't say that. And Wayne, leave her alone. Okay. Wayne just wants to get people on that podcast so he can find out all the dibs on everybody. And yeah, he was proud. He was proud of her. Yes, a younger sister. And then Angela says the other day, PRE, that little pink dress. Yeah. And Ron was like, will you come to the club? Because she looked like it and brought, what was it? Brunch time or something. And she's walking down the street like she's going to a nightclub. Like, PRA, what do you have on? Some skin tight dress with some high heels, not even pumps, high heels. And then Dolly says, good evening, Goddess. Angela. Angela says Amber needs to hire a CNA to help care for Anthony. She does. And then she needs the quiet time to figure out what will be best for her. I wouldn't be there. I'd go sit at the park or something, Just get out of that house with him, because he's going to find every single way he can to make her be in his presence. If you treated her like garbage for a year and a half, and now that she's serious about getting a divorce, now all of a sudden you still haven't done anything except have a panic attack because she says she's going to take 50% of your money. What have you done for me lately? What has he done for Amber? Bought her that restaurant and took her bar away? That makes her real happy. PRE was in Ava's clothes closet. She always wears clothes too little, like one size too small. And oh, Magnolia, did you see Ava say to Nasal Nadia, that she wants to live with her mom. She wants to live with her mommy and her daddy. She misses going to her mom's house. So, Ernestine, get rid of Trey. It's time for him to go. And if you haven't noticed he's a scrub by now, girl, you really need to wake up because you ain't that dumb, Ernestine. Come on. Yeah, she went in Abel's clothes closet. C-Log says, Miss Piggy. I know that was a good one, right? Goddess, you came up right in time on that one, Miss Piggy. But she does look like that. She's like, she's top heavy, and then she slims in like this, but she's got skinny legs, and she would be attractive, but she's off. Her body is off. Sharon Smith says, I remember that, Nonya, the lineup. It's unbeknownst to Shayla. Piari is secretly in love with Ant too. I wonder if who does she love more? I think Anthony than Wayne. Who's top on Piari's list, Anthony or Wayne? Or are they tied on Piari's pick me list? Let's see. And then Goddess says, Magnolia, I remember one night O'Neill pulled up a picture. I was there, pulled up Miss Piggy and Piari, twins. I think I was just watching. I don't think I was talking or saying anything that night. And brought up a picture of Miss Piggy. Yep. Magnolia, that's a good one. I like that. That was funny. C-Vlogs is laughing at what Goddess said. Miss Fatal, Piari always has her top hanging out. And we complain about Shayla's tops. How do you get worse than Shayla with the tops? I guess because she's bigger and she's more wide open and freer spirit, I guess. That's what it looks like. And I'm always complaining about Shayla's clothes, but when I see Piari, I'm like, what you got on? I mean, you can be sexy, but you don't have to show it all and let it all hang out. It's going to pop out one day on the camera. It probably has. Piari always has her top hanging out. I wonder if she knows her bottom doesn't match the top. She needs to go see Dr. Miami. Yeah, she does. I mean, at least get some hips on the side or something. Because she's like square pants. Some SpongeBob. Miss Fatal says Piari always has her top hanging out. Yeah, she does. I'm sorry, I read that one. And then, hey, Miss Nice, what's happening? Sharon Smith, Piari is definitely in love with Anthony, especially since she can't get Roan. She better hope Sade doesn't decide, yeah, I'm going to put my claws into Roan. Roan's a good dude from what we know, right? Did he really? London and Magnolia's laughing. I love when Amber said, I'm the head B. I had to go back and say, did she say the head B? You know what I mean? Like, okay, Ambam, I hear you. I don't like that word, but I hear you. Do you, boo? I mean, but she was serious about it. And Wayne was like, Wayne said, and he knows when Amber gets mad. Wayne knows when she gets mad. He knows when she's lying. He knows her well. But I love their conversation together. Because he told her, if that's what's going to make you happy, and in other words, not the relationship you're in, I hope you guys pick that up. If it's going to make you, Amber, happy, and if you don't mind walking away with less than what you have, if you don't mind, then do it. Do you, boo? Thank goodness he finally said something that I'm not screaming at him about, right? I love when Amber, yeah, she said the B word. She said, I'm the head B. And I guess she decided she had to come down to their level in order to get them to understand exactly what she was saying, because they don't seem to speak English. And sometimes it be that way. Sometimes it's that way. Okay, Dolly says, Magnolia, see, that right there about Ava's clothes closet is something my daughter would have said. I would have said something worse, but okay. She was shopping in the kiddie section at Ross or something, right? But yeah, she was in Ava's closet. Angela says Anthony has a sister that attended Anthony's wedding. Was that the younger girl, Or am I mistaken? I know I'm not mistaken the younger girl with the older girl or lady, because I thought the lady was an auntie or something. Let's see. I just Amber is Joe Clark. Who's Joe Clark? Hey, I'm Nancy B. Oh, head B in charge. Ah, Stephanie Martin is in the house. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome in. I skipped some comments. I got to go back up. Remember when Piari started the skits, she wore that fitted dress and the heels? Yeah, I do. I remember. You mean when her mom brought her to Anthony's house, to the Dalton home? That's the first time I ever saw her. Amber and Shayla would be sitting there on the porch. Yep, staring at her for coming dressed like that. Mm-hmm. Yet Shayla wearing fitted dresses now. I watched Shayla's dress change from, I don't know, cornfield worker to where she is now, and I'm just trying to figure out where. I guess it had to be after Angelina came, when she decided to step up Shayla's dressing, because Shayla used to wear the Uggs or fake Uggs and real Uggs, and the leather coats and the black leggings, and just looking like whatever. Did you see Delicia's skit with the daughter? She called her mom. She called herself shutting her mom down. That was been the last thing you said that night. You tell her to mind her business. Girl, if you don't go sit your little narrow self down. I think Piari tries to show Anthony what he's missing all the time. Yeah. But when you're right there with a man like she used to be with Anthony at her apartment, and he's not checking for you like that, or you call him to come watch TV in the bed with you, and this man's not responding to you, he wants you to wash his clothes and clean up his dirty dishes, but is he into you? Mm-mm. Nope. I saw that Delicia one, and yeah, I know HNIC. Mm-hmm. I'm glad Delicia checked her daughter, but the thing is, Delicia wants to try to be friends with her daughter. You're a mom. You're a mother. You're not her. You can be her friend, but you're her mother. And when I say be her friend, that means someone she knows she can come and confide in. You're a mom before you're her friend. So, Delicia, you got bit in your butt from doing that. And the daughter stepped way over the line, running her little mouth, turning into Brooke. I can't wait till they find out Brooke took a pregnancy test, because knowing Brooke with her sometime dummy self, she's going to leave that pregnancy test in the bathroom in the garbage. Watch. Juliana, 10 days late cannot be good. Did you see yeah, we saw the skit. Did everybody see the skit with Delicia and her daughter? Because the daughter called herself checking Delicia, and Delicia got in her feelings, as she should have, because no daughter should ever be questioning her mother like that. That was out of pocket, big time. Talking about, well, aren't you with your best friend's ex? And she wants to tell it to the boyfriend, because the boyfriend was sitting with Delicia's daughter's friend. So they probably have something going on, and the daughter's upset about it. But then she's going to put Delicia in check about what Delicia is doing. You don't get to check me up in my house, little girl. Have a seat. Get your butt over there and sit down somewhere. I'm sorry. I am that mom. I'm that mom. That's why he says, go talk to your mom. When there's a problem, they don't want to come talk to me. I mean, I'm not going to get them or anything. I'm just going to, that's what I'm going to do to them, scare them. But nah, they're cool kids. Gigi says, that tells me that Amber isn't ready to get a divorce. No matter how raggedy that marriage is, she's still Mrs. Dalton. We'll see, Gigi. I'm not so sure about that, because I think Amber had to come to grips with the fact that she might not get 50%. even though she has, even though she knows she's in an affair, is she not still entitled to 50%? Because Wayne's World, so far that we know, is still 50-50 state, right? There's still baby Kai. There's still Shayla hanging around. There's still him paying all Shayla's bills. There is a baby in an basically off and ongoing affair, and Shayla's never going to testify that it's not still going on. He's still paying Shayla's rent and car note and whatever else he's paying. I don't know what Damon pays, but he still gives her $10,000 a month. So, I mean, that's an affair. He could go to court and get child support like every other man in America, and then the courts wouldn't frown on it so much. But he's given her an excessive amount of money because on O'Neill TV, shout out, we did look at, in for the state of Georgia, how much it costs for child support, even if you are a rich man. Like Darren and his ex, like that. Let's see. Nature says PRE does care and want Roan. Yeah, but she messed up. She knows she has messed up with him, but trying to fish, reeling back in, and Roan doesn't play. And Shayla's she's following Shayla's playbook because Shayla said, do like I did, basically like I did Amon. You don't let him get out of your sight. Hold him hostage is what Shayla's telling PRE. But she found time to come see about Anthony today. That's that woman's husband. I mean, I could never even imagine myself doing that, even as a single woman, to be going up in somebody's house to see their husband. I mean, even if we were friends, within the community, I'm not going up in some lady's house and I like the man. Man, that's thirsty, right? Nature says PRE does care about Roan. Yeah, I got that one. And then Stephanie says, I was excited that she took charge of her house. Me too. Me too, Stephanie. And though I don't like the B word, she said she was HB, IB. HBIB? HC, whatever she said, HBIB. Yeah, I was glad. And she's going to get more and more fed up as the time goes on. So hopefully, I hope she's gone tomorrow, like not there when he wakes up. And yeah, call somebody to come over there and stay with that man. Don't sit there and babysit him like he's a kid. That's what he wants. He wants her there babysitting and take care of him. For what though? I mean, what, like I said, what have you done for me lately? Why would I do this? Why do you want me to keep catering for you? And you do nothing for me. Nothing for my spirit, nothing for my flesh, nothing for my mind, nothing for my soul. Why would I? You treat me like I'm a doormat. Nature says, let me see, let me get rid of that one. Okay. HBIC. Thank you. I couldn't even get it out, Gwen. Get me started. Amber, who is Joe Clark? Nancy B. Joe Clark. Who? Oh, on Lean on Me? Is that Joe Clark on Lean on Me? Let's see, Nonya, were there any, I looked this morning. I didn't look this afternoon, but I did look this morning. Where's my phone? Let's see. I can check and see if we had any. Does somebody want to look to see if we had any Bethany skits today? I'd appreciate you if you did. I didn't see any earlier today. I liked the conversation between Amber and Wayne. It made sense. Me too, Dolly. Me too. And then Gigi said, Nonya, oh, you're asking me about the skits. I loved when she said that, Gwen. Wayne's head was moving like he was like he was at a tennis match. He's looking like, and he's got that little smirk on his face. And he was probably thinking, get him, Amber, get him. Goddess, yes. She stuffs her clothes in like EXY without the S. Because honestly, that's not sexy and that's not cute. I mean, not to me, but I'm not a guy. You know, PRE tries to show too much. She tries too hard. I need to turn the lamp on. She tries too hard. Let's see, Nancy. She was sure manifesting. Is Joe Clark the lean on me principal? Was that his name, Joe Clark? Or is that somebody else? If somebody could let me know. I think that's Mr. Clark. Um, PRE stood 10 toes down arguing with Amber that Anthony's house isn't her house. It ain't your house. You don't live there, PRE. Wayne had to clarify to tell PRE that is her house. Oh, the principal with the baseball bat? That's Joe Clark, right? The principal they hired to clean up the Chicago school. I think that's a lean on me. Is it a movie? Is that the movie? I think that's Mr. Clark because the kids used to call him Mr. Clark. I'm pretty sure. There was an older aunt and a younger sister. Thank you, Dolly. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. And then Angela says, thanks, Gigi. Gwen says, since Anthony has a sister, I wonder if he talks to her or helps her, takes care of her. He never mentions her. Shayla had on a church dress today. She did. She was dressed properly. You have to give her that. Once in a while lately, Shayla's been dressing in dresses that aren't like way up there to her back. But yeah, that was kind of a cute dress she had on. You got to get rid of her. Shayla told Amber, you've got to get rid of her. Was she talking about PRE nature? Marion says Anthony wanted her in college, but she's let go of the past, but PRE hasn't. No, PRE is still stuck in the college days. Yeah, right, Angela. Joe Clark got them in order. That's him. That's the Lean on Me movie. And then Danielle says Shayla was covered up today. I was shocked. I was too. I was shocked, but I appreciated it. And at least Shayla showed some decency. And Amber did need to get Anthony straight tonight. I don't want her talking to Anthony nowhere near. Gigi, no Bethany. Oh, was with the lawyer this morning. How'd that go, Amez? Oh, she fired the man? I mean, she fired the attorney already? Bethany fired the attorney that they got for her? Amez, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, Bethany, keep it up. Genesis crashed out today and laid down in front of Terry's car. I thought Genesis was moving with Terry. I guess that changed, huh? Anthony is fake and phony. Joe Clark is the principal of the movie Lean on Me. Thanks, Gwen. And Amber was HPIC. And Nature says Ant distinguishes the way his women are dressed and what they like. But Amber, he doesn't want her to portray herself this way and expects her to stay classy. That's why I call Amber the trophy wife, and the others are the ones who work, as he put it, on their backs. Because that's what he respects, the ones who operate based on money, because those are the ones he can control them. Fake and phony, that's what Nancy called them. Ahmed, thank you. That was from Gigi. Danielle says Bethany's lawyer lasted 24 hours. I got to go back and see that too. I meant to watch it this morning. But we had a live session this morning and we were on fire this morning. It's like, whoa, you know. Let's see. Princess's husband brought another woman in her house. Really? Okay. Be bold then, Mr. Princess's husband. And Stephanie Martin, I call them clowns outfits, cows outfits. There are no words to what they be wearing, for what they be wearing. Yeah, they be looking straight. I'm being nice tonight. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm being nice tonight. Let's see. Oh, Nancy, comment for you. I got I had to send my ID and stuff in today. So I'm pretty sure that's a good thing. So just so you'll know, I'm still short 600 hours, but it's closing and I'm almost there. I still don't know why they take your money, but then I figured it out. What happened to my hours? I actually figured it out. It's because I cut, you know, how I'm on panels a lot, on other people's panels, and then they want, you know, they'll give you credit for it. I think those hurt me. I think those hurt me. So I just took them all off my channel because I didn't want to be penalized for having, you know, somebody else's content. So I took those off, and I think that's where the hours went. So I figured it out, and I would bet dollar to a donut. That's where my hours went. But I'm almost there. I'm almost monetized. I mean, and the thing about getting monetized, it's not the money. Trust me, it's not the money. When you get 3 cents for a video, it's not the money. So I have to behave what I say on here too. Okay. I didn't get a warning, but I got a warning, kind of, like, sort of. But I mean, I'm just vocal. I just talk. I just tell the truth. It is what it is. And, or I can try to, you know, speak in somebody's phony voice, but I don't think you guys want that from me, right? I'm just me who likes talking to you guys. And I love your questions and your comments. I mean, that's why I like being on here, because I like your input. I love your take. I learn things. And, you know, when you guys say something that, you know, triggers me into a different way of thinking, I think about it and I weigh it. I analyze it. I'm no different than any of you. Like, really, I'm no different. 2 years ago, ask Angela Atkinson. You never would have caught me doing this. I was so bashful. I was bashful. When I first got on with O'Neill, I was bashful. And now I talk so much. Anyway, I'm excited, and hopefully we're in for a stretch of a good round. I hope. So tomorrow, let's not see Anthony dragging Amber again, and let's not do that. Okay, let's just not. Nature says it is because he sees higher standards in Amber. He does. Or that he gets concerned how she dresses reflects him. I don't even think it's that. I think it's more of a control thing for Anthony. Well, no, nature, yeah, the image. The image, I agree with you with that. And then it could be that Anthony didn't want any other, indefinitely that, any other man looking at her. So yes, nature, I totally agree with your comment. That second skit with Delicia and her daughter hit home though. Because she definitely checked her daughter. She did. Ahmed says, hi, Gigi. Nancy B, I am sick of Angelina is losing it. Angelina is losing her mind. Is she going to be the one to crack up and not Shayla? Because she is on one. Like, it's like her last desperate attempt to get a hold of Anthony. Say, before Iman gets back, before Amber changes her mind, get in there, Shayla. Get him, Shayla. Wow. Only Wayne. I am sick of Angelina and Shayla. With a woman like Ari, Anthony not missing much. All you got to do is look at her and see everything you need to see. Nonya, I kept telling people that Anthony didn't want to really be with Shayla. That's why he didn't live in her house. He doesn't want to, he didn't. At that time, he did not. She wasn't even a good homemaker. She never cooked, never had food. Shayla and Angelina are unacceptable. But Nancy, you weren't here last night, and I was talking about when Angelina did that nugget. What, I don't know what you guys call it, but when she did that nuggy thing in her head, but she did it really, really hard. Like, like she was playing mind games. You know how she did Anthony, but not like that, like really hard. And then Shayla just stood there like she was in a trance, right? And then I thought, okay, in the morning, we'll see if Shayla still is not on board with going after Anthony. Well, lo and behold, whatever Angelina did must have worked because Shayla went after Anthony. Call it what you want, but she's determined that this 1-year-old baby just has to see his father today. If they don't stop using that baby, you're going to be cussing them all out. Don't use kids. I hate that when people use kids. I don't like that. With a woman like Piara, yeah, he's not missing much. Nonya, I kept telling people that Anthony didn't want to really be with Shayla. That's why he didn't want to live in that house. She wasn't even a good homemaker. And Goddess says, Gigi, yes, that's true. At least it wasn't short. It was kind of cute, though. It was nice. You saw part of Delicia's skit. Yeah, Delicia just checked her daughter. She put her in her place because her daughter was out of line. She really was. And I was glad. I mean, because they never would have checked Brooke. Never. I need to turn on the light. I'm disappearing, right? Okay, guys, give me a second. Let me just turn the lamp. Okay, I'll be right back, okay? Ouch. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Turn on the light. Now I'm gray. Okay. Thank you. Nature, did you want to see a piece of that skit with Delicia and her daughter? We can if you want to. Just let me know. Delicia shouldn't have her in her business. Exactly. That's not your friend. That's your daughter. Treat her like she's your daughter. I bet she will from now on. Nancy, Angela Atkinson says, hey, Nancy. And then Gwen says, Danielle, that was funny. I knew he wasn't going to make it because Bianca knew him already. Oh, I got to watch that. I haven't seen it. Oh, thank you, Goddess. Please hit the like button. Goddess says, thank you. Nancy says, hello, Dolly. Nature. Delicia has set an example for Italia. Kids only talk to their peers about their parents when it is something that bothers them. Because remember when she first found out about Iman, the daughter, Talia? She was so disappointed in her mom. And she should have taken it further, like had another conversation, maybe a follow-up. But she was still messing with him. So I guess how do you have a follow-up when you're still doing the same thing? Right? Okay. And Nature goes on to say, kids only talk to their peers about their parent when it is something that bothers them. She has to respect her mother, but Delicia needs to keep one eye on her. She does. And she let that little boy come over that one night, and Delicia wasn't there. Right about the time where Delicia wanted to see how the boyfriend drove. And Delicia gave her permission to let the little boy come over. And Delicia wasn't home, and there was nobody there with Tally. But nothing shaped out of that, hopefully, and it won't. Delicia told her daughter the same thing. She did. And I would walk away. What are you going to walk away from, Nancy B? Nancy B. Marion says, Anthony isn't that sick. Anthony's not sick. Just send a nurse over there to keep an eye on Anthony. Nope, Magnolia, there is no prenup. And that's why Anthony's grabbing his chest. He knows there's no prenup. But I'm still curious, what would Anthony say if, I mean, we don't know, but what are your thoughts? What if Amber said, Anthony, keep your money. I'm leaving. What would Anthony do? Grab his chest again? Would he be upset if Amber said that? Would it be because it's a control issue? Or would it be because he really doesn't want her to go, which can't be because he doesn't act like he likes her anyway? No way I'd stay in that marriage. How you be married to somebody that doesn't like you? that has nothing for you, doesn't offer you, it doesn't even take you to dinner, breakfast. Not anymore. Could you live like that? There are no children to keep you busy. I don't know. I know I couldn't. I mean, other people do, but if I'm going to get married, I'm going to get married to a real human with some soul and a heart and, a head, a brain that works. Don't give me an empty shell of a man just sitting there counting his money. Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, I'm not spoiled, but you know what, if you were to sit there and be ignoring me like he does her, he would be running from me because I would be like one of those wives that just won't shut up. I would. I'd be giving him the blues. Like, what is wrong with you? You got problems. That's me. I'd be like, what? You don't like me? Me. I'm just gonna start on it, and I ain't gonna let it go. And then I'd be like, okay, you can live here by yourself. I'm leaving. I would. I don't know. I know these are skits, but in real life, I mean, people try so hard, and yeah, I did try hard. I mean, I've been married 25 years, so I'm good. I mean, we're in a really good space. Hopefully we stay this way. Our kids are grown, we're getting old, and we're friends. I mean, we are really friends. So most people know I married my first boyfriend, but I married my second boyfriend first. And he was a ball player for one of the football teams in California. But anyway, that's another story. Married him, divorced him, married him a second time, and divorced him a second time. And my first boyfriend that I married told me, don't marry him, and it was just fun. I was in my 20s, and it was a cool thing to do, but I just didn't like the circus that comes with football teams, the football world. I didn't like that. It wasn't me. Anyway, Carla says, I think Amber's going to walk away with nothing for her piece, probably. Shayla never put Kai Kai in the daycare, you noticed, and got $4,000 a month from Anthony. And he never did say, Shayla, how come Kai's not in school? And then Danielle says, Gwen, yes. And I think that was her last option. No one else wants to be bothered with her. Mm-hmm. Anthony is a con man. Nancy Dia said that when he first came to town. I mean, he may have put some money together by now, but he said he had 30 million. He only had 3 million when he came. And then Nature said, I did feel her pain when she cried and remembered what she has been through to make sure her daughter has the morals. Yeah, when she cried, that was very touching because she was very open and vulnerable to her daughter, so her daughter could understand what she was doing and how she betrayed her mom. Because most of us, I know we do, what happens in this house stays in this house. And I have told my children, unless it's something really bad, keep your mouth shut, because this is our home. And whatever happens, whoever gets in trouble, that's not the world's business. Hush. Keep your mouth shut. If I have an argument with your dad, that's not your business. He's not hurting me. I'm not hurting him. Be quiet. Mind your business. It is what it is. We're not doing that. I'm OG. I'm an old school mom. Nah, you don't get to be my friend. You get to be my child. When you get older, we can be friends. My daughter is my best friend. And she's grown. Anthony says, I want Amber. Anthony wants Amber around. He sees Amber's at home. Roan is a real man. Donna Robinson says, all Skitland youngins are out of control. Kai is next. He already out of control, trying to protect Amber. Every time he hears Amber's name from Angelina, he goes off because he knows, he feels that ugly energy. Treating your young children like they're equal hardly works to your advantage. This being flip at the mouth, I'm that mom that'll, if you do something like that to me, I'll get really angry. I'll really go off. I won't call you names and stuff, but I'll really go off. But then I'll cry later. Not cry, but I'll tear up. Oh, there's a new skit.